Welcome, all earthlings and other beings. My name is Lara, and this is Zoller Tarot and Art. And today I'm going to be reading your tarot cards, and I'm going to be drawing an image that I received in meditation for this particular reading. So I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing fantastic. And let's see, what I was seeing over and over again, I kid you not, is our owls. Like I keep expecting to like open one of my closets and owls fly out. That's how many owls I've been seeing. And so it's not just been live owls, it's been like if I go to a shop or anything, I see owls everywhere. Or if I get online, there's an owl, like owls everywhere, the word owl. And actually, I did open my closet the other day because I was wrapping presents for the holidays, and there were all these bags with owls on them. So anyway, the image was owls, and then so I'm drawing this owl. It's a little bit of a stylized owl. It's not literal, but it's a cute owl. Owls for me, they sort of represent. I know people say wisdom and everything, and yes, they do. You associate them with like the deity Athena from the Greek pantheon. Of course, and she is all about wisdom, but owls represent so much more to that. They do represent like wealth and abundance. If it's from certain cultures like the Native American culture, the indigenous culture, sometimes it represents like a connection to the afterlife. They could be birds of omen sometimes. And then the way I see owls, and the message that was coming through with regard to today's reading, was that it's the ability to see in the dark. It's the ability to be in the dark and to see everything clearly when nobody else can. So that's really important to owls because they are predator birds and they hunt, right? So, but they're very patient. They wait and they wait and until they see their prey, and then they wait till the proper time to leap and then get their prey. So they don't just like react to everything. They wait and do it on their own time. So there's something about seeing in the dark, and I'm going to just develop this over time, but at least you get kind of the basic gist of what's going on with this owl. So this is sort of like a gnarly branch, and we'll bring some more aspects in. I'm going to go ahead and put this over here so that we can do the initial spread. So what's going to happen is I'm going to lay out your initial spread, and there'll be another video laid over here, and you can watch me mostly complete the drawing while I'm doing the reading. And at the very end of the entire reading, when we're done with all the cards, you can see the finished and colorized artwork. So that's pretty fun. All right, so we don't waste any time. I'm going to go ahead and speed this section up with your initial spread. So here we go. Okay, I have laid out your cards with clarifiers for each card, 2 per card. And it looks like you've been going through quite a lot. Like you've got a lot of cards about having to establish boundaries, having to fight, competition, things like that. But I feel like you're really bossing up because you got the 6 of Pentacles here. See, this woman's here and she's teaching. She's teaching these 2 students, these younger people. And it's laying right over the Emperor card right here. So this is someone who's a boss. She looks very sophisticated. She's got her act together. She knows her stuff, right? But I feel like there was somebody who was really trying to tear that down, and because there are other cards in here that indicate that as well. So like one of the cards here, that what it's saying is that there's karma coming for somebody. Like there was judgment called. So you might have called judgment, someone else might have, but I feel like you did, and because you really were able to see what was going on, just like the owl who can see in the dark, right? Through all of this, you've got the wounded warrior here. You've had to establish boundaries. You've had to fight your way to where you are now through something, and it was not pretty. It was abusive, whatever you were walking away from. But it was necessary. You had to call judgment on it. You really had no choice, or whoever these people were that were trying to tear you down, or this person was, would definitely just continue to take you down, because we've got 10 of Swords here. That's their karma though. So let's put that aside for just a little bit. So what you're doing right now is you're coming into a time where the Wheel of Fortune's working for you. It's a good luck, good fortune time. It's time to take the chances you want to take, and possibly great fortune is coming in. We were talking about how the owl does represent abundance and wealth and good fortune coming in. So perhaps because there were just so many owls and everything, that I was experiencing this week for you guys was that there might be some abundance finally coming in after all of this crap that you've had to go through. So it just looks like a bunch of nonsense, seriously. Like, what's wrong with people? So anyway, so now that you're getting clarity and things are starting to move in your favor, you're able to accomplish some things that you wanted to really get into your boss mode, right? You have a lot more options now, which is nice. But I feel like somebody here is trying to come in as you're walking away from your past and everything, who wants to maybe make some kind of offer. But see how this person's kind of looking away from this romantic love offer here, or whatever this offer is. And they're looking forward, they're holding a globe and they're like, where am I going to go next? It's like making a choice of where to travel next, what to do with your life next, things like that. You're not even paying attention to this other person who wants to come back in. So, yeah, and you do have a lot of options, and you know better how to choose wisely. Because see, there were secrets. You got the moon here. This is secrets in this particular case. Someone's hiding something from you, and it could be this person who wants to come back in, but they're hiding that something ended, like a relationship, a painful, maybe a marriage or something. Something that they had been hiding has come to a painful end for them. But no matter what they do, you have your defenses up. You've already like taken the high road. You stood up for yourself, right? You became much more assertive through all of this stuff, and you've had to, because there are all of these people who have been competing against you and trying to cause you harm. And this could be slander, it could be magic, it could be all kinds of things that they were doing to try to muddle your mind, to not keep you clear, to invade your boundaries, to fool you, to keep you in a state of a cycle of like not knowing what's going on. But see, the owl sees through the dark. The owl sees clearly through the dark towards their predator, and they jump when they're ready. And so I feel like you're the owl. You've seen it now. These people can't pull this stuff anymore. Yeah, you've learned something. And what's interesting too is you've got the Seven of Swords here, and there's this sneaky person here who's got all these books, right? And they're cloaked and they're going down into this basement, right, away from the light. So whoever this is that's been trying to, it's right under this Knight of Cups, who's still trying to play games with your heart and your mind and everything, is having a major tower, a major bad ending, and they're having to go down into the dark. They're going where they belong. You mess with dark energies, guess what? They can attach to you. So don't do that. So, I mean, this almost has like a source, because this kind of particular deck that's in here is like a sorcerer's deck. I think it's called the Wizard's deck. I'll list all of the cards that I'm using down below so you can see what they're called, and then you can get your own, or it's just an appreciation of the amazing artists that create all of these beautiful decks. But anyway, so this person who, thinks that they can come in and trick you again, I don't think they really understand just how guarded you are. I mean, I don't think they really understand that the guarding is not just a matter of blocking them off. It's like you have internalized this new level of boundaries, healthy boundaries. You know what's healthy for you and what's not. And you've messed with this person or these people enough to know the kind of games that they're playing with, the red flags to look for. Yeah, so they're having to go down into the dark where they belong, right? And you're here in the sun, and the sun shines down, and they can't stand it. They can't stand your light, right? Yeah, so let's get some clarifiers on what's going on here. But good for you for really like sticking to your boundaries and moving forward and not getting caught up in this person's like personal tower. It looks like what they want is for you to fix things for them somehow. And I would say don't do that. There was that song, what's her name? McRae, Tay McRae, I think that's her name. And she's got that song, You Broke Me First. And she's talking about how this is something you always do. You broke me first, but you come back, want me to fix everything for you. No thanks. All right, so can I have 3 cards, please, to clarify the situation for the collective? Also, keep in mind that this is not a personal reading. This is a reading watched by a collective of people at different times. So if you're here, there probably is something here for you. But if something in the reading doesn't sound quite right, then don't force it to fit you, because it might be for somebody else, okay? Just use your discernment. Be wise. And also, she, he, they is all interchangeable as pronouns in here. So if I say This guy looks like this. This guy could be, in, you know, it's interchangeable with all the other pronouns. All right. Okay. One more. Yeah, Taliesin. Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. Okay, what I'm seeing here, you've got a couple of cards that lean towards creativity. So we'll talk about those first. This is the Chalice Well. I've been to the Chalice Well. It's quite beautiful. But see, you've got, not only do you have the Chalice Well symbol is in here, but you also in the background have the Tor, which is like a big, it's like a big mound or hill in England where you walk, it's around Glastonbury, and you walk this big spiral to the top, right? And it's a meditative walk. I also see that there's like this maze right down here as well. So to me, it's almost like you've had to move through this inner maze of realizations and find your creative force again and get grounded, because this is all about getting grounded into the earth. So again, this is also about creativity, but this is a little bit different. This is Taliesin, who was a bard, right? If you've ever read like the Myths of Avalon or anything like that, the story goes that Taliesin had betrayed the priestesses of Avalon, and so they tricked him into falling in love with one of the priestesses, and they ended up trapping him and killing him for what he did. It was a betrayal. So I don't know why that popped into my head, but it has something to do with this betrayal maybe that you had experienced with this other person who wants to continually play with your heart or your mind, right? The way to get through that is by poetry, creativity, divination is what I'm doing here with the tarot cards, being able to predict what's going on, or to see clearly what's been going on through the cards, or through any other types of divination techniques. And, you know, whatever's going on here in your life, I feel like that this will make great storytelling for the future. And it might be too that you're expressing what you've gone through so that you can help other people as well, if you have a platform, or you're a teacher, because there's a teacher here, something like that. So you are a storyteller, you are a person who can recall events that happen and put it in a way that's interesting for people and can help them, which I like very much. That's very nice. And then this is chivalry. This is Lancelot, which is all about chivalry. So you've become your own hero. You don't necessarily need anybody outside of yourself if you become your own hero. And then in the future, if someone does come along who might complement your life and everything, they are like you. They complement your life in a way that's healthy, because you become your own hero. You relied upon your own self. And see how he's holding this sword. He's like ready for battle at any time. And you've had to put up these like walls, these you know, these boundaries to keep out people who will mistake your kindness for weakness and take advantage of your beautiful heart. So let's see what your obstacles are. I'm curious about that. Yeah, so be as creative as possible. I'm feeling like this is going to be important for you. Creativity is always a fantastic way to get back in touch with your inner self, to reconnect with the divine, whatever it is you feel like you need to do so that you can keep moving forward. Yeah, and reach that pinnacle of the Tor. There's the Tor again. See? Tor is spelled T-O-R. You can look it up. All right. What are the obstacles, please, for this collective that'll be watching? Obstacles. Look at that cat. Dun, dun, dun. Judgment, judgment. Someone's getting some major karma. So, yeah, I shouldn't have messed with you. Let's see. What else were the obstacles? More obstacles, please. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is as your obstacles, it's like you do have judgment here again, but see how there's this Three of Swords, which is about heartbreak, right? And there's an additional knife or crystal over this, I should say. Yeah, it's almost like you're still healing a broken heart, perhaps. You're still getting over what happened to you. Sometimes things happen so badly that it shakes up our whole foundation, and, you know, it's hard to get back on track. I see that you're getting back on track and you're moving in the right direction, but it's almost like you might still be getting attacked by whoever these people are. It's possible, and you're still, you know, having to hunker down. And this cat, look how this cat looks. It's just like, do not mess with me. Do not mess with me, or I will pull my claws out. Yeah, it's just you're feeling very guarded right now. I'm surprised that the Queen of Swords hasn't popped up yet. Maybe it will, but yeah, so just really guarded, and it's laying over these guarded abuse cards and things like that. So you're just it's because it's right here next to Six of Pentacles as an obstacle, which was also here, not as an obstacle, but it's like it's almost like you don't know who to give to, who can you trust, you know, because you've had people who switched up on you, you've had people that you loved and trusted, and they turned out to be villains, you know, just really bad people. They are getting their karma, but still, it's just like you don't want to deal with that stuff anymore. I see that, and it's just like, who do I trust? Who can I trust? Just take your time, trust in yourself, trust your intuition. Talk to your guides a lot and ask for their intervention. They can intervene and let you know. You can even establish certain red flags, like say if someone is bad for you and you're not quite sure about it, ask your guides to give you a sign, and you can determine what that sign is. Say, if this person is not good for me, make sure I see a red flag, a literal red flag somewhere in my life in the next couple of days, and I'll know. I mean, you can do stuff like that. You can use your imagination. You have a great imagination, right? It's saying use your imagination to build the construct and the structure you need so you can set yourself up to win, so that you honor your own boundaries and your values, and you can stay away from people who want to constantly invade those boundaries. Set up your own construct, yeah, your own communication with your guides, right, and with Great Spirit. And so right now I feel like you kind of don't know where to move, and it's like interesting that the Chariot's here, which is about movement. It's right over this Two of Wands, which is making a choice, like trying to decide where to go next, right? It's a choice, though. You're not being shoved into it, but you're at a point where like, okay, so what do I do now? Where do I go? I've got all this energy. I've got these things that I've accomplished, that I've gotten past, these things that I've learned about myself and others. Where do I go next, right? But I would say continue to work on healing, continue to work on forgiving yourself and others, not for them, but it's just so that you can drop the burdens and everything, take your energy off of what's been going on. Now, taking your energy off does not mean, oh, I'm just going to forget it. I don't see it, la, 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 la. It's not like that. It doesn't mean you forget. It doesn't mean that that you ignore what happened and somehow that makes it okay. No, you got to heal it. It doesn't mean you forget. It means you heal it so you don't have any kind of nasty energy on it or any kind of open wounds that have not been healed because of what happened, right? So, and this might take going back into your, you know, childhood a lot and looking at what traumas are there. So it might be that this person was able to get to you because you had strong issues of not feeling good enough, because that was your environment growing up. You were always made to feel like you were not good enough. You were not valued. Nothing you ever did was good enough. And so this person or these people would tap right into that and know exactly how to manipulate you and hurt you to make you not feel good enough, for instance. That's just a hypothetical, and it might be actually what happened to you. So yeah, but you're like, where do I put this energy? Where do I go? You know, the unicorn points its horn a certain way and it moves that way. So, you know, you're still thinking about things. I see that. So what are the solutions? What are the best things this collective can do for the best results, please? Yeah. Okay, another one, please. Oh, little mouse. Okay. Another one, please. Best thing you can do. The best results. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So these cards are very loving. I mean, so we were just talking about digging into your traumas from your childhood. This says dig deep. That to me speaks exactly to that. And it's not just for you. So if you dig deep enough to clear up your traumas from childhood and you remember things, which it's like an onion, you got to peel it a layer at a time, right? So be patient. You'll also be a great teacher for children and for other people who may be watching you. So they're looking to you for advice, right? To be this boss. But you got to do your own inner work to do that. So the more you do that, and healing is a continual process, right? So the more you do that, the better. You know, and what I'm seeing here is remember the little things and remember kindness. So maybe these are things that you forgot to do for yourself, to really take pleasure in the little things, like really enjoy that cup of tea, like we talked about in another reading, really enjoy that book, really enjoy going out into the sunshine and how it feels on your skin. Pay attention to your children maybe, or pet your cat, or, you know, just really take the time to interact with the precious little things. So yeah, maybe you've been thinking so big picture that you've forgotten to come back in and just really appreciate the simple little things. Yeah, the gentle things. And remember kindness. So be kind to yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. How do you speak to yourself? Do you berate yourself? Do you constantly have this dialogue going on in your head? Maybe it's one of your parents or somebody from your childhood who criticized you. Maybe you call yourself stupid if you drop something or mess up, or those are not good things to do to yourself. These are things that can be cleared up. Speak kindly to yourself at all times. Be really good to yourself, really love yourself, and find new things to love about yourself all the time. There are plenty of things to love about yourself. Remember kindness. Be gentle and kind to yourself. And then what will happen is that you'll be kinder to other people in the world who actually deserve it, right? And then you'll also notice when you are kind to yourself, how people speak to you. And you'll know, like, if they're being kind to you, if they are speaking kindly to you or not. If they're being rude or manipulative, then you'll know that that's not your person. That's not a person you want to hang with. That's not someone that you want to do anything with. You want to be hanging out with people who treat you kindly just like you do. So you will tolerate behavior from other people towards you at the level you treat yourself. So if you're kind to yourself, you'll only tolerate a certain level. I know this from personal experience. The kinder I am to myself, the less I tolerate people who want to abuse me, right? So this goes hand in hand with having to build those boundaries. Yeah. So let me get a final deck here. I think this will be the final deck. And see if there's anything else that you guys want you to know. What do we need to know, please? Any other words of advice? Yeah. Any other words? Any other advice? Anything that we need to know? And a third one. Okay, so it looks like because as long as we're alive, we're still not done yet. We haven't completed our missions, whatever needs to be done. We're still here. There's something still that needs to be done. So there's continual growth going on, and growth will happen more quickly if you heal up the childhood wounds and forgive those who have, trespassed upon your boundaries and your life in a negative way. Understand that that is all growth. So. Just continue to honor yourself. I just get a feeling you need to go out into nature too. Here it says refuge. To me, that could be a special place you go to for maybe meditation. But what I found is really useful is to create a refuge inside of yourself. So, like, create a place that you can go to in your mind where you literally see yourself walking there or flying there, or however you get there, right? Maybe you swim there. Maybe you have a bubble out in the ocean and that's your refuge, and you can go out there and nobody bugs you. And the refuge has, this bubble has all kinds of like rooms in it, and each room has something in it that's, some place that you can meditate, you can get information, you can do all kinds of stuff. You can have people in there, whatever it is you want. So I would definitely highly recommend that you create some sort of inner refuge. And perhaps you have already been working on this, and you can build that over the years and make it more intricate and more useful to you, because then doing the inner work like that is definitely inner growth. And will help you with your life quite a bit. And you'll always have an inner sanctuary to go to, an inner refuge. And just continue to have courage. You're a courageous being, so continue to be brave and move through life. It's not easy here in the 3D, right? We have a lot of pain. We have a lot of unawakened people. We have damage. There's all kinds of things we're constantly having to deal with. So just understand that this is just one phase of your existence. This is this life, and take it day by day, and just continue to have courage. Continue to bolster yourself. It's like when in being kind to yourself, because it's over the remember kindness. It's also reminding yourself that you are courageous. I am courageous. I am brave. I've got what it takes to get through this, right? So this is a lot of inner work. This is what this reading is about, is doing this inner work. It's like the owl that sits on the branch and at night and nobody can see it. It's hidden, right? But it's taking its time to decide when it wants to leave that branch and go after its prey or its target, like to make the move it needs to make. It observes and it sees everything that's going on, so it knows the ideal time. So just continue to grow and keep going. I know you can do this. I know you can. And be a courageous person. Yeah, and you can share these stories later on, perhaps, or even now with those who need your support. So we have to support each other, right? We're all in this together, right? So anyway, I hope that this reading helped you in some way, that you found some inspiration from the read and perhaps from the drawing being created. And thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate your views. I appreciate your likes and your subscribes and your comments. And I appreciate you being here in the world. So thank you so much. Until I see you in the next episode. Bye bye.